Thursday at 4 o'clock, which means it's time for the most motivational segment in all of sports. It's the Bud List. It's also when we read a little bit of viewer mail. We're always happy to get your mail and read it. Yeah, we get tons of mail.
Love the viewer.
Dear Wildes, loved the show's creativity. Why, thank you. Which is why I'm disappointed that you over-rely on the same bit of Brew wearing a silly cowboy hat week after week.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can and should do better. Cheers. Don Sr. Jeez, Don Sr.
Tough. He's right, though.
He's a good point. So, well, thank you for writing, Don Sr. I'll take the sugar and I'll take the medicine, I guess. There's a balance that we try to strike between playing the hits and having the bits go a little bit stale. So I asked the graphics team, let's spice it up a little bit for our holiday greetings cards. What, guys, Dusty, I said that is different, don't get me wrong. But probably not what Don Sr. was talking about.
Wait, why are you on the middle?
Version wasn't as
Why are you in the middle?
I don't know.
He also
He's the leader of the show.
Dusty, move me in the background again. Sorry. That was multiple mistakes on that. I'm sorry, bro. We're going to keep working on it.
Let's get to it. All right, I tell you what, this week's Bud List is star-studded.
Oh.
All right, number 3, Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
All right, they got the Rams this weekend. Lamar, look, I think you're having a very good season. But not everyone sees and appreciates the nuance in your game. They don't understand that just the threat of you running, which is always there, is what helps, dare I say, powers the Ravens' league-leading rush game, right? They don't understand that your passing game is all about accuracy and efficiency, not gaudy fantasy numbers, all right? I understand that. That said, Lamar, last 3 games, you've been down a bit. All right, you haven't completed 62% of your passes in either of your last 3 games. 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in those games. Haven't had a rush touchdown in your last 5 games. All right, and only 1 rush touchdown in your last 8 games. So, Lamar, go out here. You got a tough schedule coming up. You got Jacksonville, San Francisco, Miami, and Pittsburgh following this game. So go get this game that you guys should win, because it's going to be tough to win out against that schedule, and you can get the 1 seed. Now look, style points would be nice this weekend, but just win, baby. Lamar, I believe in you. At number 2, Patrick Mahomes.
Wow,
I told you it was star-studded. That's right. Now, Patrick, look, you're not to blame. All right? And believe it or not, with these 2 Chiefs guys on the show, I'm the only one saying you were not to blame. You're throwing it to guys that even in the era of ultra sticky gloves can't seem to hold on to the ball or get open or just be on the same page with you. So, Patrick, but look, it might not be fair, but you are the quarterback. You are the $500 million man. Okay, you are, as Sports Illustrated has noted many times, as I've called you, the first to call you, by the way, the best player to ever play the quarterback position.
Is that one of those AI
so you got to get it done. Now look,
invented.
and here's another little bit of motivation for you, Patrick. Tom Brady, who is the GOAT, I mean, even though I think you're the best ever at this position, he is the GOAT. He did win Super Bowls with guys like Troy Brown and Deion Branch and David Givens catching the football.
MVP.
1 Pro Bowl between them.
Yeah,
1. That's the same as
did
Matt
that last
Jones.
year.
So I'm just saying, well, Juju was there. So I'm just no. So, Patrick, I believe.
That's an excellent point.
Thank you, Coach. That's who you're competing with. You're competing with Tom Brady. All right. Patrick, I believe in you. Not so much your receivers, but I believe in you. Go out there and get it done. At number 1, now this is the rare, maybe unprecedented. I'm not quite sure. We got to get in the archives and see. But it's the rare double Bud List game.
Wow.
All right, and so Josh Allen's number 1. Of course, they play Mahomes and the Chiefs this weekend, and it puts me in a bit of a pickle. Because you know how motivational the Bud List is and the power of the Bud List. While it might be a 38-38 tie, Both of them throw for 400 yards. They're going to be so motivated, and it might be a tie. But look, Josh, you need it more. There's no doubt about it. Obviously, you lose this game, and you're probably not making the playoffs. So go out there and look. Forget all that Wildes was talking about. Oh, be cautious. You only need 22 points. Look, Josh, be you. All right, do you go out there in all your gunslinging glory and do what you do best and come out with a victory so this thing gets interesting. Josh Allen, I believe in you.
Great.
Well done, bro.
Thank you.
As always, well done. Great noting Tom Brady and his greatness, too.
It's all about
that he played with. And I'm going to follow that cab. I'm going to follow that cab with the Kansas City wide receivers. And the Kansas City wide receivers, we talked about their drops. They're 7% of the drops. All the double teams, they're going to Travis Kelce. You've got plenty of single coverage. Don't tell me about how they're young and they're inexperienced, all those things. We just saw a group of young wide receivers in Green Bay tear up the Kansas City secondary. And at this point in the season, you should be taking that lead, taking that collective lead. And I think you're going to need about 31 points to win this game, and you guys need to sell out. And if you need a reminder, here's something I put together for you. If you're thinking about selling out, just think you need 17 points, maybe in the first half. How many endorsements Mahomes done so far this season? And I'm about a month and a half behind. Or you add on the 14 points and the 14 endorsements that Kelsey's done, and I may be a little bit behind there. But I think 31 points will get it done. You guys sell out, and this can remind you of what you need to do to win the game this weekend.
I love it, Coach. Absolutely right.
I know. I mean,
Absolutely right.
No, I do not hate endorsements. And
You hate podcasts, though.
I hate certain podcasts. I just think when you drown yourself in endorsements, they have single-handedly changed the economics of Kansas City's film industry.
That's actually true.
It is.
There's a good
I read a
story
whole article about
Patrick Mahomes.
It's
a great story.
lifting up my
I agree.
community while winning championships.
Why didn't he put some of the receivers in the ads?
They weren't on the team
Let
yet.
them make
He
some
got
money.
Kelsey in the All-State
Maybe-
ads, and now you're killing him for it.
maybe they
Moving
didn't
right
write the
They
along.
ball.
couldn't hold on to the script. They kept
Brew
dropping.
does have a good bud list. I will add that unfortunately, when it comes to Lamar, from Jameson Hensley, Lamar oddly absent at practice today, despite speaking to the media yesterday, not having an injury designation. So I know for some people that might be confusing. For those of us that have followed the Ravens for years, you know what it is. The weather's gotten cold and Lamar got his annual sickness. This guy is the sickest quarterback I've ever seen. He missed practice today. We don't know why. I'm just assuming once again, Lamar has a cold. Lamar, stay bundled up, my guy. I root for you, but you are sick a lot. That's, however, not where I'm putting on the bud list. I'm putting on the bud list someone who I'm sure is sick to their stomach after reading 20,000 words from Tyler Dunn on Go Long TD, and I am putting Sean McDermott on the bud list. When I tell you this is an evisceration, it is worth the subscription to Tyler Dunn's Substack to read it. It is 25 sources. It is coaches, current and former, talking about how, he talks about he sleeps at the facility. He's never done it. Talked about how he gets nervous at every turn in every big spot. Talks about how he blamed Leslie Frazier. Has very unique, specific anecdotes about him telling what was supposed to be an inspirational speech about how the team needs to, and I know you're not going to believe this, but 7 people confirmed it, be more like the 9/11 hijackers, and also yelling at coaches about why is Josh Allen building a new house. None of this is good, and now he goes to Kansas City, where, of course, a couple things happened. One is, I have said that 13 seconds might have broke him and the team. This is an excerpt from the article. I will read it directly. 126 seconds of real-time pass between the wide receiver Gabe Davis catching an 18-yard missile from Allen in the end zone and the ball leaving the foot of kicker Tyler Bass. It goes on. The Bills took a 36-33 lead. Historians will one day pinpoint these 126 seconds at Arrowhead Stadium as the moment that broke the McDermott-led Bills. Now, I didn't write that, but I could have, and I will add this. Of course, he is now also facing Andy Reid, a man who once upon a time fired him. And Andy Reid now has the opportunity to do something you rarely get a chance to do. kind of fire a guy twice. Because they lose this game after this piece, I'm not sure he's coming back next year. So he is, by definition, under duress, Brew.
Wow, well done. Well done. Coach, you know I hate to fire coaches.
Oh, this is bad.
But I've said he should be on the hot seat.
I hate to promote hit pieces. he
I can't wait to read
he
that.
has been pretty successful with the organization.
Look,
I guess
I do think
things
he
get a little bumpy and all the sources come out.
he clearly is a good coach. I mean, I got to read the article. I can't wait to read it. But he made him a perennial playoff contender. You got to, and I think if he gets fired or loses his job, at some point he'll get a second opportunity. And I think he deserves
probably
it.
immediately.
About
Right, he
15
deserves
minutes
it.
after he gets fired.
Yeah, so, but there are sometimes you need another voice to get to that next level. And I do think that could be the case.
Coach, I'll send you the podcast about
Brew,
it. Comes out.
Brew, I'll tell you what.
Watch it.
You're always early on firing coaches, and your track record is almost perfect.
It's like, Nick, which one, the one or two?
Oh, yeah, category
right,
2.
right.
Eventually,
That's
right.
my thing.
I'm putting on Big Dom.
Oh,
Big
thank
Dom,
God.
I'll be honest with you. Big Dom.
Big
Yeah,
Dom.
Big Dom.
Is he at road games?
Eagles security.
He is at road.
So
he
Big
is.
Dom got in trouble for this. He got thrown out. Greenlaw got thrown out. So the league issues a memo today. Now, it's not specifically about Big Dom. Well, it might as well be. Please ensure that all members of your game day staff understand that their role does not extend to being involved with game day altercations and that they must refrain from such involvement. So, Big Dom, that's basically at you. He was back on the job when they signed Shaq Leonard. He was walking him up the tunnel from the airport or somewhere. So Big Dom is still doing his thing. And I asked Cab, who is our resident, along with Dusty, our resident Philly fan. It's like, Cab, I might put Big Dom on the Bud list. He's like, Big Dom, love him. So he's got a little bit of
Philly fans
got a little. I was like, he's very built for Philly. So shout out to you, Big Dom. Your time in the sun is now gone. Go back to behind the scenes. We don't want to see you on the broadcast in Dallas. So, but just stay, keep your hands to yourself, even though you're
Well done. Well done.
That's the Bud list.
Yeah, Don. It's good.
Bud list. I wanted a crescendo somehow. I didn't have it. I didn't have it. Good news. We're talking about Brock Purdy's MVP.
Your finishing touch was quoting Cab?
Yeah. That was good. I had a different idea.
Leave it on a high note.
That was going to be good.
I thought it was good. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.